What's up, everybody? It's your girl Danielle. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about intuition. What does it mean to be intuitive? How do you know you're using intuition? Like, what does it feel like? All that good stuff. If that's something that interests you, then keep on watching this video.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Danielle.
All right, so I know you heard of the word intuition before or intuitive. The name of my channel is Intuitive Beauty and Branding. And that intuitive part speaks about my special gifts. And I don't even want to say special because I believe everyone has them. But I believe it's a gift that either you're born with that is already pretty strong, or it's something that needs to build up, that you need to practice using so that it can get very stronger and very clearer for you to decipher when you're using intuition and when it's just you. So, of course, this is all my personal, coming from my personal experiences. This is what intuition is according to myself. As an intuitive person, I just feel like intuition is tapping into the spirit portion of all of us, right? One thing I like to point out about life is we always focus on the physical, meaning we worry about our lives, our jobs, our families, our properties, our items, things of that nature. That is all 3D or physical things. Um, but we are, in fact, half and half. We are half physical and we are half spiritual. And the spiritual world is what I think a lot of people ignore for the majority of the day. I'll say that because we do acknowledge spirituality. Most of us do when we go to church, when we pray, when we meditate, things of that nature. That's when we kind of focus on the spiritual side. But for the rest of the day, we're kind of just doing our own thing and focus on that physical reality. Intuition is all about tapping into your spirituality, your spirit side, um, at any given time of the day, and letting that information help you with your day-to-day issues, your problems, or just getting through the day. Now, most of the time, you don't even realize you are being led because no one walks alone in this world. I know you might have heard that, that no one walks alone. I believe we're all assigned what I like to say a spiritual team, right? So, of course, with spiritual teams, I feel like there's levels to it, right? So, of course, you've got God, the creator, that energy, that spirit, however you believe it, to be that created all of this. And then we have levels that get closer and closer and closer and closer to the 3D world that we live in. God is all knowing, all seeing. God energy is very high vibrational, right? And being a 3D person with our problems, our worries, our fears, it's hard for us to reach that frequency for the most part. So there are other spiritual people on our team that are more comfortable coming down to the 3D is what I believe. That will meet us where we are. And not to say that God won't meet you where you are. God is within us everywhere, all the time, always. But as far as tapping in, some people believe in guardian angels, um, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors, past loved ones, our higher selves, our higher consciousness. And so all of those things surround us at all times, from God to all of these other things that I just mentioned to you. All of those things surround us every day, all day. But like I said, sometimes we're not even focused on that. But this spiritual bubble that we're in, I believe is here to love on us through this human experience and to help guide us through this human experience, especially when we call on them to help us. Okay. So, of course, I feel like we all have free will, so we can choose how we're going to go about our day. But again, our 3D understanding is very much emotion led, meaning if I started out at work and I had a bad day, that emotion could affect me for the rest of the day, which can affect my decisions for the rest of the day or affect the way I treat others for the rest of the day. And so sometimes we're not really focused in that sense because we're too busy deflecting and going through these emotions down here. But our spiritual team is here to help guide us, even when we're not feeling great, even when we're feeling fantastic. Um, they give us direction all the time, from God to Jesus to whoever you believe in. They're always here helping and guiding us. So, how do you know when you're tapped in? That's what I like to call it, tapped in. Um, for me, because I get instant knowing. I know when I've come to recognize my own thoughts versus when an idea drops in. Like, I love when people say, "Hey, I got an idea today." I laugh to myself because I'm like, that idea didn't just come out of nowhere. That idea was given to you, and most likely it was given to you by your spiritual team. And so it's such an exciting thing when you get an idea. Most of the time, people get an idea, they start to dissect that idea, like, huh, I had an idea to, start a pancake business because I love pancakes, but I don't know if that's the right thing I should do. And I don't know if that would work. And, we just start to dissect the idea. But I always say, if you receive an idea, that idea came from the heavens. And that is an idea that can help you flourish and achieve the goals that you've been praying for. And if you're just brave enough to say yes and to move forward and let Spirit guide you. Let God come in and open doors step by step. Like, you're never going to know the entire plan laid out in front of you beforehand. Okay. So don't expect that. I know a lot of us would like to see, like, oh, I got an idea to start a business. How is that going to play out for me? Like, show me that I'm going to be okay. It's all about having faith and trusting that this is an intuitive guidance that came in from the ones who love you, the spirits who love you, the energies who love you, and it is for your highest good. It is something that you ask for, and they're answering. Okay, so for example, my best friend, um, she got a promotion this year and it was so different from what she normally does. And when she called me to ask about it, of course, she's feeling a little bit hesitant because it's new and it's different. And to me, I'm smiling. I'm smiling because I know this is her new directive. I know that this is going to be amazing for her and that right now she's just nervous, but I know that she's prayed for change and she's prayed for more and that the universe has delivered. And now all she has to do is take that step. And so, I listened to her and I let her know that, it is ultimately up to you whether you take that job or not. But I just asked her to trust that God is uh, ordering her footsteps in that sense. But I never tell people what to do. And I will never do that because it's always up to you what you do. That's your thing. That's your free will to do what you want to do, to make those decisions. Um, but I was so excited for her. So, um, back to intuition. So, intuition to me is the feeling and the knowing that you are getting your information, you're getting your directives, you're getting your opportunities from a higher source that is in our spiritual side, our spiritual world. And it's a very amazing thing. We all have this connection. And what you have to do is practice knowing what are your thoughts? What do you hear in your mind? How do you talk to yourself? Um, and then take that voice and separate it from the other incoming thoughts you may be getting, that you may be receiving, or feelings that you may be receiving, because spirit works in different ways. It's not always a thought, sometimes it's a feeling. I am an empath, so I feel a lot. Um, I feel energies, I feel people's frequencies, like I could feel their emotions. So your special way to connect can be your special way to connect. You have to figure out what that is and ask for help. Say a prayer. Ask God for guidance to help connect in a stronger way and have a clear knowing of what is you and what is spirit speaking to you. Um, and it'll start to get a distinguished voice or a distinguished way. Now, another question that pops up when we talk about communication with the spirit world is, how do you know you're not speaking to a dark entity, an evil entity, demons, all of these things that people are afraid of when it comes to the spirit world? Rightfully so. Um, for me personally, I know that things from a darker nature um, are not trying to help you get to the next level. They're not coming from a place that's good, so it won't feel good. Okay. Um, you will know when something dark comes around because they're not of a higher frequency. So they cannot make you feel good. They'll make you feel these lower level feelings like fear, anxiety, shame, uh, sadness, all of these lower level emotions. The spirit team that surrounds you all day comes from love, pure God's love. And so that always shines through. The feeling feels good and amazing. For me, when I sense an energy or an entity, I can feel everything about them. And I can feel whether they are good or bad. I can feel their identity, if that makes sense. Now, I don't know how it is for other people. I can only speak for myself, but we have authority. And before you start any prayers or spirit work, speak what you want. Let people know that I only want to communicate with those who love me, who come from the higher source of God's love. That means nothing but love and light for me. And I only allow those entities, those spirits, those energies in my aura field to surround me, Our speech is very powerful and it gives command to not only here in the physical world, but in the spiritual world as well. So speak what you want and watch what you say. And you won't have a problem with that, knowing whether it's a good or bad energy. Again, dark energy doesn't know how to be a light energy, so they don't know how to give you love. They don't know how to lift you up. They only want to bring you down. So if you feel that way, if you feel something heavy, then that's your indication. Okay, so I won't make this too long. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below so I can discuss that in my next video. But I really encourage you to get to know your spiritual team. If that's through prayer and meditation, journaling, just start asking questions. And they're here for you. They're here for everyone to help us in this difficult journey that we are on here on Earth as a human. So I welcome in the help whenever I can. Because God knows I need it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and hit those notifications so you know when my videos come out. And I hope to see you again.